Hi, welcome to Anaheim, California, to Winter NAMM 2009. We are in the Roland booth where Roland introduces ARX-03 brass expansion board designed for the Fantom series synthesizers. This board, similarly to ARX-1 drums and ARX-2 electric piano, is based on a SuperNATURAL engine which provide richly expressive sounds and effects, and ability to alter and edit subtle settings of the brass sounds, giving a chance to Fantom users to create their own tracks that supersede usual sample-based brass patches that you can find on a conventional synthesizer. So let's look at the several parameters, what this board is all about. As you probably know, brass is one of the most complicated instruments to create realistically on another medium than actual real instrument. Let's take a closer look at a couple parameters in terms of creating sound and controlling sound at the same time when we're playing live. I am here on the patch, just a regular solo flugel that you will find probably on many synthesizers with a sample-based patch. Here it is. We have several parameters here to use. If you go into the player section, we can see here that there's an instrument level and pen, of course, or any instrument will require. Then we're getting into the area dedicated to the brass instrument. It's a feeling with the stability of the tone and the pitch. Personality, I'll cover that a little bit later. We have breath parameters, such as turbid and the noise of breath, and of course parametric EQ, that you can fit this particular instrument in your track. It's a 3-band EQ, or the same 3-band EQ would be applied when this instrument would be within a section. Let me play a very short track here to show you how it works in a track in the context of it. So as you can hear right away, this is not a flugel usually that you will get on a conventional synthesizer. So you can hear all those subtleties, different attacks. For example, we can have a normal attack assigned on the controllers on the left side. We can have a staccato attack, which varies from the normal attack. Big deal when the staccato is the brass is playing, you know that it's more sharper sound and it's a little bit more narrow sounding. We also have falls and doits, all those aspects of the brass instruments that you need. Now, from this we can go into the section and talk about the section, how these brass instruments line up. We will go into the section mode of the brass board. Remember again, it's all based on the expansion board. The CPU is located on that, so you don't take any strength of processing from the actual Fantom synthesizer. Let's go to the section. ARX-03 allows you to create a section with up to 6 players. Out of those 6 players, you also actually can select who's going to play first and who's going to play second if you're going to use a stack mode and you're not going to use a unison, which is a very cool feature, and I want to show you how it works, and I hope we will be able to capture here on camera. If we're going to be in the stack mode right now, and I play the very low sound, it's going to be a baritone sax. Then it's going to be trombone, tenor sax, alto sax, trumpet, and another trumpet. So as you can hear, usually when it's a sample-based patches, everything that you're going to play and it's a stack, it's going to sound exactly the same, 6 instruments each note. Here we can control which instrument plays first and second. We have this control in a stack play order screen where you can assign which instrument will play first, second, and save it per patch. Of course, you can go also to the tune and key shift, and you can detune particular instrument within this stack to make it more realistic, as brass instruments are never perfectly in tune. You can go also into vibrato section and assign a particular vibrato and the depth of vibrato for each instrument as well. So you can create your own section of the brass instruments that particular for that tune that you're playing, and create many other ones that will sound completely different from song to song, which is very hard to create with other libraries. Now let's hear the short song that displays the quality of the ARX-03 brass board and showing how this brass board sounds when you're using it as a brass section. ARX-03 brass expansion board is a great creative tool for the Fantom series users. They can vary from guys who are making tracks at home, guys who are making tracks in the studio, film and TV composers who wants to push brass sound beyond the limits what was available before, or perhaps beyond the limits what is available right now, even using the live players. And including the music producers who can use that board while mixing during the mix down, that you can actually get to the parameters of the brass sound that cannot be accessible with mixing boards such as or EQ on the mixing board, compressors, and so on, and outboard gear that cannot really adjust those subtleties of the brass sound that this board will allow you to make that the brass stands out and it sounds as realistic as it's possible. So make sure you visit your local store and check out the ARX-03 brass board. We'll see you soon. Thank you very much. See you later.